Hi, good morning, or good afternoon, I guess, since it's now noon on Monday. Welcome to East Montgomery County News on Lone Star Community Radio. We record live every Monday at noon from downtown Conroe. I'm your host, Margie Taylor. We hope to inform local residents of Porter, New Caney, and Splendora of local happenings with the Chamber, the New Caney and Splendora school districts, law enforcement, nonprofits that serve East Montgomery County, and local businesses. We hope you listen in every Monday at noon to learn more on Lone Star Community Radio. Well, I hope you all had a great weekend. It seems like July is kind of flying by us right now. We just had the 4th of July, but we are going to whiz through July, and we are probably going to reach 100 degrees sometime this week. So isn't that exciting? So stay cool. Our guest today is Pam Dixon of Mission Northeast in New Caney, and this nonprofit organization serves extremely poor local residents in East Montgomery County and surrounding areas with food, clothing, household items, job training, and many other programs. We will hear from Pam shortly after we give a few updates. So, last Wednesday and Thursday, 6 different local law enforcement different organizations assembled at the Splendora ISD building on 2090 to prepare for an active shooter training. Splendora ISD Police, New Caney ISD Police, Roman Forest, Splendora Police Department, and a few others practiced drills, enabling them to be prepared for any emergency in our area. It seems so scary that this is necessary these days, and especially in light of the Dallas shootings. It's hard to imagine that we have to be prepared all the time, and especially in our schools, where we hope and pray that our children are always safe throughout the day. And speaking of the schools, the East Montgomery County Improvement District is offering paid internships for 3 students, one from New Caney High School, Porter High School, and Splendora High School, for a 10-week program beginning September 1st to learn about MCED's economic, community, and educational development programs that impact the community, and also additional knowledge about business, communications, and event planning. When the students complete the course, they will receive $750. Applications must be received by August 1st and are available on the website, emctx.com. All applicants must have completed the 11th grade. So again, that's one student from New Caney High School, Porter High School, and Splendora High School are eligible to apply. Are you looking for any kind of work? We've mentioned this before, but Sam's Club and Academy are both actively hiring people and having job fairs Monday through Friday. Sam's Club is hosting a job fair daily at their temporary hiring site by Tractor Supply and the Goodwill store off Highway 59 and FM 1314. They're looking for receiving, sales, auditing, overnight people, front-end, grocery, and other positions. Academy is taking applications and hiring beginning for their new store at Grand Parkway that's going to be opening September 23rd. That is right around the corner. So their job fair also is Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at the MCED building, which is where the library is in New Caney. Did you know that New Caney ISD is going to have Wi-Fi on 20 of their school buses this fall? Why is that exciting? Well, a lot of these students are on the bus for a period of time going to out-of-town sports events or other events, and they're on there for such a long period that way they will be able to access and do their homework. What a thought. So that's kind of a cool thing. How innovative is that? And again, starting August 1st, the East Montgomery County Fire Department will be starting their volunteer recruitment class, and that will continue through November 16th, and they will meet every Monday and Wednesday evening from 6:30 to 9:30. You must be 18, and when the class is completed, eligible people will be certified under State Firefighter and Fire Marshal Association as an entry-level firefighter. So they're always looking for firefighters. Please look into that if you are interested, and that's male and female. Important upcoming dates. July 13th. Today's the 11th, so that would be Wednesday. East Montgomery County Chamber and the Observer Networking Luncheon will be meeting at Hometown Suites on Highway 59 from 11:30 to 1. Lunch is $15 and guests are always welcome. This is a great opportunity to meet new people in the community. If you're business-minded and want to connect with other business people, attend that this Wednesday, 11:30 to 1 at Hometown Suites. You do not have to make a reservation. The day after that, Thursday, Pino's Palette will be having a fundraiser for Spirit Family Funds. And what that is for single parents. It's going to be from 6:30 to 9, and it's $40 each, but $15 of your entry goes to the Spirit Foundation. And that will be located at 2665 Royal Forest Drive in Kingwood. Call 281-973-9346 for details or to sign up. Also Thursday night, the Chamber will be hosting a networking after hours. And this is to meet the new members, enjoy hors d'oeuvres, drinks, and meet the other existing members. It's kind of a fun thing. They only do this every few months, but please come out there from 4:30 to 6:30 at Courtyard by Marriott off Highway 59. Next week, July 20th, is the Greater East Montgomery County Chamber and Kingwood Hospital Breakfast Connections. It's at 8 in the morning at Kingwood Hospital, and it's free. So if you're available at 8 a.m., come on out. And last but not least, October 1st, save that date. That is the Sawmill Festival put on by the Greater East Montgomery County Chamber, and it is going to be a spectacular event. It's going to be bigger than you have ever seen it. Again, it will be held at the East Montgomery County Fairgrounds, but it will have axe throwing, a lumberjack competition, tractor races, live entertainment, and a kid zone, vendors, food. So much going on. And their website is texassawmillfestival.com. So we're looking for vendors, sponsors, and volunteers. Going to need about 100 volunteers. If you are interested in any of that and participating, go to the Greater East Montgomery County Chamber website. So EMC News is an hour-long talk show, Mondays from noon to 1, and it's all about what's happening in East Montgomery County. This podcast will be available on Wednesday, and it will be put on our EMC Facebook page. It will be on the website, irlonestar.com/EMCN, and it's also available on the Chamber homepage. We will be right back with Pam Dixon of the Northeast, Mission Northeast.
EMC News, your local news from EMC every Monday at noon on Lone Star Community Radio.
When medical emergencies happen, trust your best neighbors ever for extraordinary emergency care from board-certified physicians. Neighbors Emergency Center is making lives better by providing exceptional medical care for you and your family, 24/7, 365 days a year with little to no wait time. With Montgomery County locations in Porter and Kingwood, Neighbors Emergency Center is there for you. For more information on Neighbors Emergency Centers, please visit them online at nec24.com.
Want to know what's happening in East County? You're listening to EMC News on Lone Star Community Radio.
Hello, this is Margie Taylor, your host for EMC News on Lone Star Community Radio. So, again, the podcast from this show will be available on Wednesday for sharing and re-listening again, because it's such great fun to listen to this. With me today is Pam Dixon of Mission Northeast in New Caney. And welcome, Pam.
Thank you. Good to be here.
I'm so glad you are. I want more people to know about the Mission Northeast, what you do, what you need, and how they can get involved. So, tell me a little bit about Mission Northeast, how long it's been established.
Mission Northeast started as a church pantry in Kingwood in 1995, and in 2000 we moved out to our own property on Loop 494, which is about between Community Drive and 1314.
And it's an organization involved. It's a faith-based organization, correct? And you have churches involved with what you do?
It's a faith-based organization in that actually it started as a church pantry in Kingwood, as I mentioned. And then when we moved out to New Caney, we did rely heavily on church support, and we still do. We get a lot of support from various churches in the Kingwood, New Caney, Humboldt, Atascocita, Porter area, all around us, and that's very important because we don't sell anything. We are one of the few organizations that I know of that don't have a thrift shop or some way of raising revenue. We do totally depend on revenue and support from our community. I'm really happy to say that we have a very broad variety of churches that support us. It's not just one denomination, and certainly being a member of a church or attending church is not a requirement for anyone to receive our services. We like to say that we help people body, mind, soul, and spirit. And one of the things that we do is we offer a chapel service every morning for those who come for services. It's not a requirement, but it is a time of being uplifted and having a chance to hear some encouraging words from a variety of lay leaders and pastors in our community. Everyone that I've ever seen in there really does seem to enjoy it. The leaders always engage them in conversation, and I think that's one of the things that I'm most proud of about our organization is that we really try to see each person as an individual and not as something we're just handing out to them.
That's nice. And what areas do you serve? I know you serve East Montgomery County. Do you serve surrounding areas as well?
Yes, we have a service area of over 800 square miles, and that's 11 zip codes. We have 3 in Conroe, 302, 303, and 306. We also serve Splendora, Porter, and New Caney, Huffman, both Kingwood zip codes, Plum Grove, and South Cleveland.
That's quite an area.
It is.
It is. So how do you do that? What is your staff? How many people do you have on staff?
We have a very small staff, but a very mighty team. We have 5 part-time staff members, and I'm full-time. And then we rely a lot on volunteers, and our volunteer base is over 100 volunteers.
Oh,
and
that's exciting.
Yes, and I would estimate that each day we probably have somewhere between 20 and 25 volunteers. Usually the volunteers pick a day that works for them, and they're very consistent with their attendance. On Mondays, we have our setup day, and Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are the days that we see our families.
Very nice. So what kind of services do you provide for families, and how do they become eligible?
First of all, how they become eligible is they need to bring in proof of residence for everyone living in their household. So if somebody really does have 9 people living in their house, we need to see verification of that. Usually a rent lease paper is a good one because it has everyone's name on it. For children in school, we like to see shot records or report cards or something from the school or the doctor. And proof of what their income is. And that's really very important because while 99% of everyone is very honest and very much in need, there are sometimes people who might not be as needy as other people are. And because not only does Mission Northeast have limited resources, but everyone does.
Right.
And so we all work together to make sure that that the people that we're helping are the ones who really do need the help, so that we can do the best we can for the most people.
With your resources that you have.
Right.
How often can they come get food, let's say?
All right. We're a faith-based nonprofit social services organization, and the social services part means basic needs. We don't do croquet sets and golf clubs and that sort of thing, but it's basic food, clothing, and household items. And they may come for food every 30 days, for clothing every other month, and for household items every 3rd month. That's not to say if someone came today that they couldn't come back next month if there was some urgent need that they had. For example, if they had a job interview and they needed certain clothes, or if they just got a job and they needed something, or there's kids starting school and they didn't realize their child had outgrown their shoes. We're certainly, I think, going to err on the side of generosity and kindness, and not
sure. But you have to have guidelines.
We do, sure, we do.
So, well, as far as the food goes, so you have a refrigeration system, and you just have a newer one that you've gotten lately, right? Can you tell me about that?
That's right. We just opened our new 5,000 square foot warehouse, which we're very thrilled about, and we're so grateful to Montgomery County Community Development for the grant that allowed us to build that building. It's a beautiful state-of-the-art warehouse. We have a 16 by 20 walk-in, drive-in cooler and a 16 by 20 drive-in freezer. And the freezer is the most important thing to us, because when we have the opportunity to get meat, and particularly when we're stocking up for the holidays, having that wonderful new freezer is a real gift. It's really important. In our other warehouse and pantry areas, we have a lot of donated older upright freezers, chest freezers, like you might have at your house or in your garage to keep extra
refrigerators,
stuff.
Right.
Yeah. We have an antique freezer that isn't very big, and I like to say that it's held together by duct tape and prayer, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And we have 2 coolers, but we serve a lot of people, and we want to be sure that we have the best quality available, and if something's available at a good cost or free of charge, we want to take advantage of that.
Absolutely. So where do you get your food? Now, you are a partner with the Montgomery County Food Bank, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. We are a partner with Montgomery County Food Bank. And what some people don't know is Montgomery County Food Bank is a partner with Houston Food Bank. So if you hear that Houston Food Bank is having trouble getting food or they're short on food, it's a trickle-down effect to all of the agencies that feed into the Houston Food Bank, and then for all of us that feed into Montgomery County Food Bank.
And you are a receiving pantry. So the way that works is, with that trickle-down theory, they are like the mothership, so to speak,
Correct.
Houston.
That's correct.
And then they have different branches. They have the Galveston, I believe, they have Brazos Valley, and then they have Montgomery County. And then they all have little subsets, such as you all. So they serve, I don't know how many pantries it is these days, 50 or something like that.
Montgomery County serves 50 or so, but
Right.
Houston Food Bank serves over, I don't know, 400 or 500, maybe more, organizations.
And you used to work there.
And I used to work there. I was the community development director, yes. And that was how I got my start in food service business.
Right.
I really did love it.
It's very rewarding. Having done that myself with the Montgomery County Food Bank, I know how rewarding that is, to see the faces of people that receive the food.
Well, I think what people don't realize also is that you don't have to go to Haiti or Guatemala or China to find people that are hungry or in need. And we have them right here in our own backyard.
Absolutely.
And so that's just very important to me. I've been to 3 different third world countries and seen the poverty there, but we have poverty here in our area too, and I think we need to be aware of it and address it.
How much food did you distribute last year, just roughly, pounds-wise?
You know, that's a question I'm not really sure about.
Not sure?
A lot.
But
a lot.
The reason I ask that, because I know when I was at the food bank, we would do, I can't remember exactly what it was now, 600,000 pounds or something. But you have actually more capacity to distribute food than what they had in their old location here in Conroe. You have a more expanded freezer refrigeration space, I believe, and warehouse.
We do, yes.
So what I'm giving kudos to is how efficient you guys are of getting the food out, because I've known for many years that you have a gentleman that works with you in the warehouse. I can't recall his name.
Morris Barnett.
Morris, yes. And I have seen pictures. Of course, I've been there too, but it's just what you do is just so great, so efficient. You're good at what you do, to help the people out in East Montgomery County, that people aren't even aware of that. I mean, it's almost like you have your own food bank, too.
We really are blessed with our volunteers, and Morris being one of them. He's able to leverage our dollar into between 4 and 16 cents a pound on everything that we purchase, and that's really incredible. So if you think that, say, a can of corn is 16 ounces, it's a pound, or a package of spaghetti is 16 ounces, a pound, you can't go anywhere and buy those for 4 cents or 16 cents. So the work that he does is just incredible to obtain the food and organize it and structure it so that we're able to accommodate so many families.
And what people don't realize is you have to purchase that, don't you, from the food bank? I mean, they don't freely give it to you. I mean, you do get donations of a lot of things, but food you do have to purchase from the Montgomery County Food Bank.
We do purchase it for pennies on the pound, as I said.
Right.
And sometimes they have free items for
like
us.
water or produce or something like that.
It just depends.
Varies.
It varies.
Depends on what they have.
Right.
And again, that's that whole trickle-down theory from it depends on what Houston gets, and then the Montgomery County Food Bank gets it, and then they distribute it to their subsidiaries, pantries.
Correct. Yes.
So, getting off that deal, let's talk about some of your other programs that you have. Briefly, what are some services that you have? Because we're going to have to take a break here in a minute. But you have a GED program, you have job readiness, you have all different kinds of things like that, don't you?
In addition to the basic social services, we're most proud of our education and job training, because if you're going to help people make a change in their life, move out of poverty, education and job training is the only way to go. And so we want to be able to help people move out of that poverty, which might be a generational cycle. They may have been stuck in it. It may be something that their families have just been in and they've become accustomed to it. They're afraid of succeeding as much perhaps as they are of failing. It's just so important that we get those adults moving in the right direction so that they can be good role models for their children, because that's what makes our community great.
Well, and I think that's very important, and I want to talk a little bit about that when we get back from our break, because you're not just giving things away, you're moving them up the ladder so that they can become more self-sufficient. Hopefully, that's your hope.
That's what we're trying to do, yes.
Okay, well, this session was sponsored by Neighbors Emergency Clinic. When emergencies happen, trust your best neighbors for extraordinary emergency care 24/7, 354 days of the year with no wait. We'll be right back. Margie Taylor, East Montgomery County News. We'll hear more from Pam Dixon of Mission Northeast.
Stay tuned to the EMC News Hour with your host, Margie Taylor.
Animals of all shapes and sizes are welcomed at Big Thicket Vet in New Caney, with vet services like extensive health exams, vaccinations, heartworm, tick, flea prevention, along with experienced and trustworthy emergency and urgent care. For more information on Big Thicket Vet in New Caney, visit bigthicketvetnc.com or locally at 18403 FM 1485 in New Caney, Texas.
Stay tuned to the EMC News Hour with your host, Margie Taylor.
Hello, this is Margie Taylor, back again with EMC News on Lone Star Community Radio. We are here every Monday from noon to 1. If you miss part of the hour, the podcast is available on Wednesday, so you can hear it. We are always looking for guests and sponsors. You have something you want to talk about? Facebook me, message me. It's EMC News on Facebook. And you can also go on irlonestar.com/EMCN for additional information about being a guest, a sponsor, or to go to our archives and hear the other guests that we've had going on. We've been doing this since May the 2nd, and we hope to keep doing it every Monday for a long, long time. Anyway, we are back here with Pam Dixon of Mission Northeast in New Caney, and we were talking about some of her services that she offers, and one that she's most proud of and very excited about is her educational programs. Tell me about it.
Well, since 2008, we've had a very active education and job training program. What we want to do is work with adults who do not have a trade or a business or a career and help them get into something that will be able to make them self-sustaining. We would like to eventually move them out of the cycle of receiving assistance from agencies and show their children that there's a better way of life, to be an example to their children, to grow strong families, and to make our community a better place to live. So we've been doing that in partnership greatly with Lone Star College, doing workforce type training, a lot of medical training, CNA, phlebotomy, those types of things, dental assisting, welding, accounting. We will work with students or adults on just about anything that they would like to get into, as long as it's something that's a fairly short-term training session so that they can actually get into a job pretty quickly. So
what kind of short-term are you talking about? How long are the programs normally?
Normally, they're 3 to 6 months, sometimes a little bit longer. But for example, we had one student who got a job, who got training as a phlebotomist. Then he had trouble finding a job because you have to have experience to be a phlebotomist.
Isn't that frustrating?
I know. You don't really want somebody jabbing your vein that hasn't really had a lot of experience, but how do you get the experience?
Right.
So what he did was he got a job in retail and went back to Lone Star and got his CNA. And then he was a very valuable commodity and actually went to work at Kingwood Medical Center.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so we have great relationships with Kingwood Medical Center and Northeast Herman Memorial Hospital as well. We want to help people get over the need to rely on others to take care of them. We realize that that's not an immediate fix. And so while someone's in school, we're more than happy to continue to give them food, give them gas cards, take care of their kids, and move them gradually into independence. Sometimes they need a gas card, sometimes they need a new battery or a new tire, and we call that our W3 program, Wheels and a Way to Work. So that's
I like that.
Yeah, so it's a transition because, if you haven't been working or you've been working a very low-wage job and all of a sudden you've got all these other responsibilities, you just don't have enough money saved up to go full blast and go forward. And we just don't want people to get discouraged as they're going forward.
That's very nice. I wasn't familiar with that program. So when you do this, do you pay for their education then with Lone Star, or how does that work? Or do they pay part of it?
We pay for it. We don't charge for any of our services. And as I mentioned at the beginning, we do rely on community support to make that possible. So that's a very important aspect of what we do. And we want people to know that we're doing more than handing out food. We're really trying to change lives and make a difference in the community.
So that's a way that people could make a difference to you, is by donating to that. And could they specifically donate it to that cause, that program, your educational program?
Absolutely. Anything that they specifically want to donate toward, they certainly can. If they want to donate toward food or toward holiday food or education or whatever, or just make a general donation, that's really the best thing they can do.
And what is the way that they would do that? What's the best way?
They can send us a check, or they can go on our website, www.missione.org, and there are links where they can click on and donate. And if they have any problems with that, they can just give us a call at 281-354-1200.
281-354-1200.
1200.
How easy. Perfect. So you also have some other programs that you're very proud of. What are they?
We take really good care of our senior citizens, and we love them. They are among our vulnerable population, and we know that they can't get jobs, they can't go to work, and they're living, for the most part, on very limited funds, Social Security or retirement or disability. And so we love on our seniors a lot. We last year were winners of a contest sponsored by Texan Plus Champions, Texan Plus HMO, and the Houston Astros, and we won.
You won?
We won, yes.
Oh,
We
I
won
voted
that.
for you and shared that many times.
Thank you. We are actually a
That's
finalist
exciting.
again this year.
Oh.
So I'll get back with you so that you can tell people how to vote for us, because the winning prize is $25,000. And we have used that for our senior Christmas program, for fans and
How
heaters
exciting.
and blankets and special things for our seniors. We do help our seniors with prescriptions and also with utility assistance to the best of our ability to do so. So that was why that $25,000 was very
That's
helpful.
terrific. And that was very competitive, wasn't it?
It was very competitive, yes, and it will be again this year.
I remember seeing you in that Astro shirt.
Yes, right.
Wonderful. Well, so many exciting things. You also have a safe haven ministry. What is that about?
That started when we became aware of a lady and her dogs living in a trailer that was just indescribable. It really, if you may have seen pictures of it on the website, or actually it's in our brochure. She lived in that trailer, and it was just falling down. It had black mold inside of it, holes in the floor, gunshots in her car where neighbors had shot at her dogs, and she was living in this trailer in Splendora, not very far from where you live.
Probably not far from my house at all.
And it was just unbelievable.
Wow.
And not just us, but several people got together and decided that we needed to do something, and we ended up getting her a new trailer and a new place a safer place to have it, and that was a very rewarding thing. And so Safe Haven came out of that, and we have teams of volunteers who go out and help our seniors and the disabled with repairs on their homes. Basic repairs, not anything real challenging, but basic repairs, or building a wheelchair ramp or things like that. And it makes a whole lot of difference in the quality of life of that
Sure.
person. So many of those folks just live by themselves, or they don't have family to help them. So if they get overwhelmed with yard issues, or with a hole in the roof, or hole in the floor, they just can't fix it. They don't know how to do it. They don't have the money, and they don't really know where to turn. So that's where Safe Haven comes in, and we're also very proud of that ministry as well.
So if someone is in need, what do they do to get connected with some services that you have, such as the Safe Haven?
For any of our services, a person would need to become a client, and so they would need to come and visit us physically, and as we talked earlier in the show, to bring proof of residence and proof of income, basically proof of need, so that we can help them.
Very good. Well, we're going to take another short break. And again, if you want to get involved in Mission Northeast, their website is www.missionna.org, or you can call 281-354-1200. We will be right back. I'm Margie Taylor, and this is EMC News.
Lone Star Community Radio is FM. That's right. Set your radio dials and your button presets to Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1, coming in June of 2016. To celebrate this edition and the addition of video versions of our talk and music shows on YouTube, cable TV, and Our City TV, we are offering special sponsorships rates, which include free audio spots that are played throughout our broadcast. Interested? Check out our sponsor rates for shows just like the one you're listening to online at irlonestar.com/sponsor, or call the station at 936-647-5747. Reaching the people of Montgomery County with Montgomery County's community radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
Check out EMC News on Facebook. Like us to see more about coming shows and guests.
Hello, this is Margie Taylor with EMC News. recording live from Lone Star Community Radio in downtown Conroe. Do you have something you want to share about New Caney, Splendora, or Porter? Well, you can connect with us on Facebook at EMC News or call me, Margie, at 936-828-6881. In here with me in the studio is Pam Dixon of Mission Northeast in New Caney, and we're going to find out more things that she does in the community, how to volunteer, and some of her needs. So we were just speaking about some of the educational programs, which is terrific, and the Safe Haven Ministry and ways you can connect, whether it be that you want to donate or you need services yourself. So now what we'd like to talk about is some of the volunteer opportunities and how you're involved in the community and some upcoming events.
Okay, great. We have a need for some volunteers to help us, particularly on Wednesdays and Thursdays between 9 and 12. Generally speaking, that would be in our clothing area. We have 2 clothing rooms, and people are coming in. We call it to shop, but we don't charge for anything. They're actually coming to pick out clothes for themselves and for their families. So I'm sure if any of us are shoppers, we know that it takes more than 15 minutes to pick out what we want, but that's about what amount of time that they have, because we need to accommodate 50 to 60 families moving through each day. And so they do need some help. They need some assistance. They need some encouragement as they're going through and picking out clothes for themselves, their husbands, their children, or whoever else is living with them in their home.
So they just need someone to be with them and help them find the items that might be appropriate for what they're looking for.
Exactly, yes. To encourage them and to
be a
helpful.
Smiling face.
Absolutely, because they've been nurtured all the way through the process. And when they get into clothing, sometimes they want to have someone to talk to or just to interact with one-on-one. We want to have that continuum of care throughout the whole process and the whole time that they're there. We don't ever want them to feel like they're a number or just somebody moving through. We want to give them individual attention and show kindness and caring for them.
I've heard you say that several times, kindness and caring. That's really key to what you're trying to do to help people out. So Wednesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 12, you would need somebody to come a little bit earlier to say that they're available, and you could walk them through what it is you need them to do.
It would be great if they could call or come by ahead of time and meet with Lynn, who is the person who handles all of our volunteers, and she can give them an orientation, some information to fill out, take them on a tour of the building, and get them familiarized with what we do and how we do it.
Very good. What other needs do you have?
We always have need for personal care items. That's something that people don't think about too much. But if you consider that the people that we serve live in poverty or below the poverty level, and they're struggling to put food on the table, they're also going to be struggling for items such as toothpaste and toothbrushes and soap, shampoo, deodorant, razor blades, personal hygiene items, diapers, those types of things. Also laundry detergent and bleach, household items to keep their homes clean. They can't be healthy just through the food that they eat if they can't keep their living arrangements clean, if they can't keep their body clean, if they can't brush their teeth. So many of our folks can't afford to go to the dentist. And so we want to try to help them as much as we can with those basic needs. So those are always things
and that makes you feel good too.
Absolutely.
If you can feel good on the inside, then you will show it on the outside.
Exactly.
And as well as their home. And I know, having worked with different nonprofits, that it isn't very often that you have cleaning supplies, whether it's hygiene or detergent or any of that. So that's a continual need all the time, year-round, right?
It's continual every day. If we have 50 or 60 families a day, it's virtually impossible for us to provide all of those items for every single family.
Keep up with that.
We do have to limit it, and we hate to have to limit it.
Right. So you need hygiene items, you need people, you need, I hate to say manpower, but people power.
People power.
You need people power. You always need monetary donations for all your programs. What other things are you involved in the community?
I'm on the board of directors for the Greater East Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce, and that is such a wonderful organization. I am just thrilled to be part of that, and we are so fortunate in East Montgomery County and all the surrounding area that we have the Chamber of Commerce and the folks who work there.
They're fun.
They're awesome. Yeah, they're fun, but they're also awesome. People, I would like for people to know that East Montgomery County and Greater East Montgomery County is an exciting, wonderful place to be. We're growing fast. We're one of the fastest growing counties in the state, if not the country. We have so many wonderful things coming in. We've got great schools. We have businesses coming in. We have housing development.
It's phenomenal, the growth that we're seeing out there that people just don't understand unless they've taken a trip out to East Montgomery County lately. I mean, with the Grand Parkway, that has changed things quite a bit. You can go from New Caney to the Woodlands possibly in 15 minutes or so. And all the new development that's out there in Valley Ranch, and it isn't Hicktown, I guess, is what I'm saying.
No.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. We have paved roads and indoor toilets. I just want to assure
And we're not all riding horses. We have vehicles.
Right.
Yes.
And I don't even own any overalls. So
I don't either.
Yeah. But one of the things that the development has actually done, though, is it has actually displaced some people with the clearing of the land and with all of the building that's going on. There are a lot of folks who've been living in trailers and RVs, and that land has been cleared for building and for progress. So those people are really having to move north, as far as I can tell, rather than going, say, south to Humble, which is already pretty congested. I'm feeling like they're going up toward Plum Grove and Cleveland and even further north than that. So those are people that we want to be aware of, because many of those people are elderly and disabled, and they don't have much choice when it comes to where they're going to go and how they're going to take care of themselves. So that's something that we've been aware of and wanting to help those people too. So progress is great, and we have a lot of it, and we still want to be aware of what's happening to individuals in the community.
Well, you still have expanded growth with increased population. I mean, it's kind of works that way. You still continually have that. So your organization is one of the prime locations for people to get involved in the area. Whether it's volunteering or even if it's just for an event or something like that, they can put some time in. If they have just a limited amount, they don't have to do weekly, monthly. They can do just for a given event. And you have some upcoming events, right?
We do have some upcoming events. Speaking of the Greater East Montgomery County Chamber and the Sawmill Festival on October the 1st, Mission Northeast is going to have a food booth in partnership with another organization, Humble Area Assistance Ministries. We're going to be selling sandwiches. We do need some help that day from 10 to 10. It's going to be a great day. We're very excited about it. There will also be an opportunity for people to bring canned goods or make donations to Mission Northeast that day, because it's a prime time as we're getting ready for Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays.
Absolutely.
Also, our annual luncheon is on Monday, October the 3rd, and it will be at the East Montgomery County Improvement District
after
building.
The Sawmill Festival.
Yes, it will.
So you're going to have a lot of fun things. So that is something that people can go out there and volunteer at the Sawmill Festival to help you out. They can help you at your luncheon. They can attend your luncheon, which all of that will go towards your programs with Mission Northeast.
Everything, yes. All the proceeds go to our programs and services. And
Wonderful.
As I said, it's a good time because we're coming up on Thanksgiving and Christmas. We need donations of certain items always for those holidays. Our distribution doubles in November and December because our families come in and they get their regular food for those 2 months, and then they get holiday food. So items that you would be getting for yourself, such as stuffing mix and canned yams and those types of things, we need over 1,000 of each of those. And we do have a list, so those will be on our website, our Facebook page, or you can call in and find out what we need. But remember, we need 1,000 of each one of them.
Turkeys, too. You can take frozen turkeys, right?
Yes, right.
Because you have that expanded area.
Right. We actually already have some turkeys in there.
Yeah, well, they're frozen. They can keep.
Yes.
So That's great. And you just got married.
I did.
When did you get married?
May 14th.
Wow. So she's a newlywed. How fun and exciting. Did you take some time off?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Not
Okay.
as much as I would have liked to, but
Sure.
we went to Colorado and it was beautiful. But
I love Colorado.
couldn't bring the weather back with us, unfortunately.
Colorado's wonderful. So, anything else? What are we missing? Have we covered everything that you wanted to share with us about Mission Northeast?
Mission Northeast is very blessed to have the support that we have from our community. We do a lot of really good work. I'm very proud to say, not because of me, but because of the support we have, because of our staff, the team that we have. We have one of our staff members who commutes 51 miles each way to come to work
Wow.
each day. And we have great volunteers who are there faithfully and taking such pride in what they do. Whenever anybody comes to visit us, and I would encourage you to come visit us, they just walk in and say, wow, first of all, I had no idea how big this place was, and secondly, everything's so clean and organized, and that says a lot for what we do and how we do it.
Well, I'm very glad to have you on the show today. And what people can't see, because, again, this is radio, but Pam has been smiling the whole time. She is so excited. She is so passionate about what she does that just kind of goes off onto me that I want to share with you all. That Mission Northeast is a great place. It's a great place to get involved with. You really feel like you're doing something. You're paying it forward. And give them a call. Go visit them. Their phone number again is 281-354-1200. And I am Margie Taylor with EMC News. And this session is sponsored by Big Thicket Veterinary Clinic in New Caney. Visit them for all your pet needs, big or small, including livestock. Next week, Monday, July 18th, the guests for the show will be Rick Hatcher, who we've mentioned, president of the Greater East Montgomery County Chamber, and Mickey Keys, director of membership of the Chamber. We look forward to hearing about news from the Chamber, the upcoming Sawmill Festival, and other exciting news and opportunities for businesses. Thank you again. We will see you next week. Margie Taylor, EMC News.
Thanks for checking out this production on Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's radio station. For more information on this show and other shows on Lone Star, check us out online at irlonestar.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a program on Lone Star Community Radio and reaching the local audience of Montgomery County on FM, internet, and TV media, please call 936-647-5747 or contact us online at irlonestar.com. This recording is a Lone Star Community Radio production, produced by the show host and Dick Schissler of Lone Star Community Radio. Interested in volunteering as a music DJ or starting your own talk show? Contact Dick Schissler at dick@irlonestar.com or by phone at 936-647-5747.